Hello everybody, welcome to grade 12 economics. I hope from the last time discussion about the taxation, you understood that the concept of taxing, the objective of taxation, principle of taxation, characteristics of the good tax system, the structure of tax system in Ethiopia, and the main challenges that maybe determine the tax system in Ethiopia. In today's tutorial, please let's check yourself or let's evaluate yourself within this question within a given period of time for you. Then you maybe again understand the concept of taxation more. Before we are going to start the operation of this exam, please don't forget to share Dorii Tube channel in order to get another new video. Let we start the operation of our exam. Unit 5 multiple choice exam. Question number 1. Which term refers to the mandatory nature of taxing? A. Compulsory. B. No quid pro quo. C. Allocated. D. Inevitability. The correct answer is here. It is when we say the tax it is mandatory means it refers to the compulsory. We can pay the taxi must. We have no alternative. We can't refuse to pay it. Every citizen of that country should have to what? Pay the taxi according to their ability. This is what we mean by mandatory means it is compulsory. It is necessary. What does the term no quid pro? Let's repeat it. What does the term no quid pro mean in relation to taxi? A. Taxi are mandatory and not voluntary. B. Taxi payments are not directly proportional to the benefit received. C. Taxi are lived without direct exchange or specific benefits. D. Taxi are considered certain in life. The right answer is what? It is C. Quid pro quo means there is no direct benefits. When we pay the taxi, we didn't get the benefit directly from the payment of the taxi. Maybe the government benefit us indirectly for the case of our payment of that taxi. So when an individual pays a taxi, we didn't expect that there is a direct benefit as a result of what? The taxes that we paid it. The government maybe gives the benefit of the payment of the taxation indirectly, not directly. This is what we mean by quid pro quo. Question number 3. What is the tax base? A. The per unit amount or percentage at which an economic activity is taxed. B. The level or quantity of the economic activity subject to taxation. C. Distribution of tax burden among different economic units. D. The initial experience left taxpayers who have the primary responsibility of paying the tax to the government. So the answer is what? The correct answer is B. When we say the tax base means level of quantity of economic activity subject to taxation. This is what means the base of the taxation. When we say the base of taxation, imposing the tax on the diversified products rather than imposing tax on a single product, it is better to impose tax on different goods and services. This is what we mean by the tax base. Question number 4. What are the objectives of taxation? A. Reduce income and wealth inequality. B. Discourage consumption of harmful products. C. Promote economic stability. D. All of the above. This is the simplest question. All are what? The right answer. The objective of the taxation is what? To reduce income and wealth inequality. This is true. Discourage consumption of harmful products. Yes, this is true. For example, the consumption of tobacco and the consumption of alcohol. By using of the taxation, we can discourage it, the consumption of these harmful products. Therefore, all of the above are what? The right answer. Question number 5. How can tax discourage the consumption of harmful products? A. By reducing the income and wealth inequality. B. By promoting economic stability. C. By providing incentive for the private sector capital formation. D. By imposing tax on products like tobacco and alcohol. So this is again, this is the ordinary question. It is not that much difficult question. The right answer is what? When tax discourage the consumption means it is nothing. Imposing a tax on products like tobacco and what? Alcohol. Question number 6. What is the canon of ability to pay? Let I repeat it. What is the canon of ability to pay, or the principle of ability to pay? That means A. Tax should be clear, plain, and certain. B. Tax should be levied at a time and a manner that are convenient for the taxpayers to pay. C. Individuals should contribute to the government's support in proportion of their income. D. The cost of tax collection should be kept at minimum. The answer is C. Canon of ability means an individual should contribute to the government's support in proportion of their income. An individual should have to pay the tax according to his or her annual income or monthly income. This is what we mean by the canon of ability or principle of ability to pay. Question number 7. What is the canon of certainty? Or what is the principle of certainty? That means A. Tax should be clear, plain, and certain. B. Tax should be levied at a time, a manner that are convenient for the taxpayer to pay. C. Individuals should contribute to the government's support in proportion to their abilities. D. The cost of tax collection should be kept to minimum. The correct answer is A. When we say canon of certainty or principle of certainty means the tax should be what? It is clear, free from any complexity. It is plain, clear that means, and certain. It must be known. Therefore, this is what we mean by the canon of certainty. We already explained this one in detail. Please go back to refer the videos that we already discussed on this point. Question number 8. Which principle of taxation states that tax should be levied at a time and a manner that are most convenient for the taxpayer to pay? A. Canon of ability. B. Canon of convenience. C. Canon of certainty. D. Canon of economy. So the correct answer for this question is B. When we say the tax should be levied at a time, a manner that are most convenient. That means a time which is suitable for the taxpayer to pay. This is clearly shows that canon of convenience. According to this principle, the tax should be levied at a time and a manner that are most convenient or that are most suitable for the taxpayer taxpayer to pay it. This is known as the canon of or principle of convenience. What is the canon of economy? A. Taxes should be minimize the burden on the peoples and only take what is necessary to fund the public treasury. B. The cost of the tax collection should be kept to minimum. D. Taxes should generate sufficient revenue for the government for deficit financing. D. Tax revenue should naturally increase with national income growth. The correct answer for this question is B. B is what is the right answer. When we say the canon of economy or principle of economy means the cost of tax collection should be kept to what? The minimum. The collection of the tax, the expenditure that we made in order to collect the taxes should be less than the amount of the taxes that we are going to collect. This is what we mean by the canon of economy. Question number 10. How can tax act as automatic stabilizers? A. By reducing the income and wealthy inequality. B. By promoting economic stability. C. By discouraging the consumption of harmful products. D. By addressing regional imbalance. The answer is B. When we say the automatic stabilizer means promoting the economic stability. Maybe we use tax as automatic stabilizers, especially for the tools of the fiscal policy. We use the taxation in order to what? In order to reduce the up and down movements of the economy. You know that the economy is sometimes reached is the maximum or the boom, then it starts to decline, then it is recover itself. Just it move like this one. So in order to stabilize or in order to reduce the up and the down movement of the economy, maybe we use the taxation through what? The fiscal policy. This is what we mean. Question number 11. Which term refers to the states not rely on too few sources of the public revenue? Let I repeat it. Which term refers to the state not relying on too few sources of the public revenue? A. Canon of efficiency. B. Canon of buoyancy. C. Fiscal adequacy. D. Canon of diversity. So the correct answer for this question is what? It is D. Not relying on too few source of public revenue means canon of diversity. It means that the amount of that taxes that we can impose is not only the single product. the taxes should have to what? Imposed on different products. It must be diversified. When the government imposes the tax on different good and service, it means that there is diversity or diversification. Question number 12. How do the tax contribute to enhancing standard of living? Let I repeat. How do tax contribute to enhancing standard of living? A. By reducing the income and wealth inequality. B. By promoting economic stability. C. By funding the public service and infrastructure. D. By minimizing unemployment and promoting export. So the right answer is what? D. By enhancing standard of living means minimizing an amount of unemployment and promoting the amount of the export. This may be increasing the standard of what? Living. Question number 13. How can taxi optimize resource allocation for essential good production? A. By reducing the income and wealth inequalities. B. By promoting economic stability. C. By incentivizing the production of goods and services that benefits the society. D. By addressing regional imbalance. So the right answer is what? Here, this one. When we say minimizing, I mean taxi optimized resource means incentivizing the production of what? Goods and the service that benefits a society. We already explained this one in detail again on the last time what we already discussed on the video. Please go back, refer again. Question number 14. Which of the following is characteristic of good tax system? A. Complexity. B. Administrative inefficiency. C. Inadequate revenue yield. D. Simplicity. Right answer for this question is what? D. Characters of good tax system means it complexity. This is not true. It must be simple, not be complex. This is not a characteristic of good tax. Administrative inefficiency. This again is not true. It must be efficient. When we say inefficient, it means it shows the negative, or simply it shows the costly. Inadequate revenue yield. Again, this is not true. The good tax system should be what? Adequate revenue yield is, not inadequate. So the right answer is what? simplicity. Simplicity is what? A good characteristics of a taxing system. Question number 15. A good taxing system ensures the reduction of A. Economic inequalities, B. National income, C. Tax revenue, D. Economic stability. The correct answer is what? A. The good tax system reduce what? Economic inequality. Not to reduce the national income, not to reduce the taxing, not to reduce economic stability. Good tax system is what? Reduce economic inequalities here. Question number 16. Which characteristics ensure that tax system is advantageous for society? Let I repeat. Which characteristics ensure the tax system is advantageous for the society? A. Elasticity. B. Social benefit. C. Financial adequacy. D. Balance and harmony. So advantageous for the society means it directly belongs to what? Social benefits. The correct answer is what? B. Question number 17. What does the optimum allocation of resource refers to? A. Allocation resource based on political priorities. B. Allocation of resource based on public opinion. C. Allocation of resource based on market forces. D. Allocation resource based on administrative convenience. So when we say the optimum allocation of the resource, it is nothing. The right answer is what? C. Allocation of resource based on the market forces. The resource is said to be optimally allocated if it is based on what? The market forces. That means if it is based on the force of what? Demand and the supply. If there is no overproduction and if there is no underproduction, there is the optimum allocation of what? The resources. What does adequate revenue yield mean in relation to tax system? Let I repeat. What does adequate revenue yield mean in relation to tax system? A. Generating excessive revenue for the government. B. Generating insufficient revenue for the government. C. Generating enough revenue to fund government expenditures effectively. D. Generating revenue without considering government expenditure. adequate revenue yield means generating what? Enough revenue to fund the government expenditure effectively. The right answer, the correct answer is this one. It is not generating excessive. Again, it is not insufficient. This is the negative implication. Again, there is negative implication for this one. Therefore, the right or the correct answer for when we say the adequate revenue yield means generating enough revenue to fund the government expenditure effectively. Which tax is imposed on the earned by an individual through employment or self-employment? A. Employees income tax. B. Rental income tax. C. Business income tax. D. Agricultural income tax. The correct answer is what? Employees income tax. Employee income tax means a tax that is imposed on an individual income, maybe on salary or on the wages. It's the simplest question. It's not that much difficult again. Which tax is assessed on value of real estate owned by individuals or entities? Let I repeat it. Which tax is assessed on value of real estate owned by individual or entities? A. Employees income tax. B. Rental income tax. C. Business income tax. D. Property tax. So the right answer is what? It's D. Real estate. I mean, it is a property. The type of taxes that is imposed on the real estate is known as the property tax. Is the type of the taxes that maybe the government imposes. So please go back to again read the type of the taxation, what we already discussed it. Question number 21. Which tax is imposed on the profit obtained from the sales of assets such as stocks and real estate? A. Employees income tax. B. Rental income tax. C. Business income tax. D. Capital gain tax. So the right answer for this question is what? Capital gain tax. A tax that is imposed on sales of the assets such as the stock or shares and the real estate, which belongs to what? Capital gain tax. What is value added tax? A. Tax imposed on imported goods. B. Tax imposed on each stage of production and distribution of goods and service. C. A tax imposed on selected goods to discourage consumption. D. A tax imposed on the gross sales or turnover business. B is the right answer. When we say the value-added tax, it means a tax that is imposed on each production and the distribution of what? Good and services. Especially in Ethiopia, this value-added tax is around 50%. Is imposed on the product that is maybe produced on each stage of production. This is what we mean the value-added tax. Which tax is imposed on specific goods such as alcohols, tobacco, and luxury items? A. Value-added tax. B. Turnover tax. C. Excise tax. D. Share tax. So the right answer for this one is what? Is excise tax. A tax that is imposed on harmful products such as the alcohols, tobacco, and luxury items or product. It is known as excise taxes. Question number 24. Which tax is applied to gross sales or not registered for business for VAT? A. Value-added tax. B. Turnover tax. C. Excise tax. D. Surtax. So this is already by default there is answer. So this is B. Right answer is B. When we say there is tax applied or imposed on sales or not registered for business for the VAT, it belongs to what? TOT. TOT means it is a type of tax that an individual person or an individual firm pays not for registered under the VAT. In Ethiopia, an individual person or an individual business pay the TOT whose income is what? More or less 150,000 annually. Yeroo baay'ee TOT'n kun namoota vaatii jalatti hin galmoofne jenneerra kanaan dura sirriitti ibseera. Namoonni yookaan dhaabbileen biizinesii vaatii jalatti hin galmoofne gosa taaksii yookaan gibiraa maal jedhamu kaffalu? TOT jedhamu kaffaluuni jechuudhaani. Keessattuu namoonni galiin isaanii waggaatti 150,000 gadi ta'e isaa fi 150,000 fi isaa gadi yoo ta'e maal kaffalu? TOT kana kaffaluuni jechuudha. Vaatii warri kaffalan namoota akka seera biyya Itoophiyaatti galiin isaanii 500,000 fi isaa ol yoo ta'e immoo maal kaffalu? TOT kana kaffalu, vaatii kaffaluuni jechuudha. Question number 25. What is the purpose of surtax or surtax? That means A. To reduce the tax burden on the business. B. Increasing tax revenue for the government. C. Provide tax relief to low-income individuals. D. To impose additional tax on top of regular tax liability. So this type of the tax is a tax that is imposed on what? Impose on additional tax on the top of regular tax liability is the answer. In short, when we say the sure tax, a tax that is imposed on some income which is above the thresholds. Gosni taaksii akka kanaa kun kan inni imposed ta'u namoota income isaanii guddaa ta'e galii isaanii guddaa ta'e thresholdii wayii yookaan immoo galii hamma kanaa ol kaapitaala hamma kanaa ol yoo horatte parsantii hamma kanaa dabalamne gibirri sirratti bu'a jedhamee taaksii lammata irratti bu'u jechuudhaan. Fakkeenyaaf namni tokko jennuti let we say this is the assumption biliyeena 5 qabaachuu qaba yoo ta'e namni tokko biliyeena 5 kaapitaala amma kana horachuu danda'a yoo ta'e biliyeena 5 in billion biliyeena 5 ol gaafa kaapitaalli isaa ga'u kanarratti amma mootummaan income inni argatu kanarratti ajennuti percentii wayii buusanii. To say it is maybe 20%. Percentii 20 irratti buusa osoo jennee qabeenya isaa kanarratti kaapitaala isaa kanarratti namichi kun immoo kaapitaala kanaa ol deema yoo ta'e fakkeenyaaf biliyeena 6 billion when an individual have, let we say he or she may be made, let we say 6 billion. So the government impose another tax above the threshold. Threshold biliyeena 5 ol kaapitaala horachuun hin danda'amu jee mootummaan seera yoo baase namoonni kun immoo galiin isaanii biliyeena 6 yoo siqe threshold yookaan immoo iskeelii taa'ee ol deemanii kaapitaala waan guutaniif ammas immoo parsantii biraa mootummaan irratti buusuu danda'ani jechuudha. Additional tax, let we say 10%. Parsantii 10 ammas irratti buusuu danda'a mootummaan jechuudha gibira. This is what do we mean by sure tax.